Welcome, Acolytes. Today I am reacting to August the Duck. Pokimane's editor situation is insane. Now, I am actually just watching this because, well, I just like hearing how other people actually agree with me. It's an ego thing, so let's just stay with that one. But at the start, you know the drill. If you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, press the notification button, and show me and August the Duck some love. So let's start. But what the F is going on with those kitty freaking? This looks a bit disturbing, to be honest, those photos, but okay, good, sorry.
Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself?
Well, guys,
What the fuck? Oh, okay.
I don't really know how to introduce this one. Today we are looking at a bit of a wacky streaming situation like we've been doing pretty often these days, it seems, but this one is a little bit different than what we're used to. If you've been on the internet for any significant amount of time, then it's almost a given that you are familiar with the name Pokimane. If you haven't, then she's one of the biggest streamers ever, and even if you've never heard her name, you would probably recognize her if you saw her. Now,
Yeah, by the way, pretty big on drama. She actually does a lot of times things that you would say, why exactly? But in the end of the day, I mean, she's a streamer. She does what she does, and I don't even like her. Let's just say it like it is. I personally think that she does really bad things for really bad reasons. But at the end of the day, it's the internet. You just get people like that all the time. So it's not even, like, surprising. Let's just continue.
Pokimane has had a bit of a rocky career, I guess you could say. She's definitely no stranger to controversy or hate, but we're not really talking about anything of that nature today. It's actually something that's just significantly worse. Now, if you haven't heard of
Oh my, what? Is this... Did he just say he doesn't react to the claims she just said that the guy is touching him? What?
Pokimane's editor situation, then I'm not going to spoil it for you. Well, that's a lie because I probably put something at the very beginning of the video, but despite that, I'm going to try and
Hey, he's honest. Like, he's an honest dude, so let's give him that. I probably did. Why is that so funny to me? It's just, I think it's just the basic, like, yep, in the face.
let you go in as blind as possible. Hey guys, August from the future here. I would like to report that I did indeed spoil it for everybody within the first 15 seconds of the video, so you're welcome. So, let's not wait.
I just love the freaking reaction of August, like how he actually interacts with everyone. This is so nice. It's just, I love it. I just love it. Okay.
Waste any more time? Let's begin. Please subscribe.
So maybe I'll tell you guys now, okay? Okay, but it's gonna be a secret between us, okay? Because I thought of it, because when I was reading this, and the message was actually nice, I was like, why do I feel bad? Like, I actually want to forgive this person. And I think that's a me problem.
Yeah, I think this is a you problem. The stuff this woman is about to say is genuinely insane. I really kinda hope that she's just saying it to try and look good. Not that it even really makes her look good, but you'll see what I mean. Because if she's being serious, this is crazy.
Many, many years ago, when I was like super omega active on YouTube, and I was working with a lot of different editors. There was one editor in particular that I would work with a lot because his edits were really, really good, but he had one major problem, which was that sometimes out of nowhere, his videos would just be like a week or two late. And when you're trying to upload consistently, and when that's really important for the algorithm, it's kind of a problem. But his edits were fucking heat. So I was just like, I don't know. I was like trying to make it work with him, and I would ask him, like, is there anything that I can help with? Anything that I can do to kind of, like, make it easier to be on time? And, like, you're welcome to tell me if you're going to be a bit slower with the upload so that maybe we can work around it, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this video or you haven't seen this clip somewhere, I would like you to guess what you think is causing this editor to be so behind on these edits. And keep in mind, she's not saying that he was occasionally late by a day or two. She is saying that he is consistently, repeatedly being late by weeks.
So he already spoiled it. So basically, this guy winks all the effing time to Pokimane's. It's what the? Oh my god! Like it. How? If you, I just think about it like logically. Like, how is this just? Why exactly? You have the internet, man. How is this? Why? Okay.
Just take a guess. You don't have to comment it if you don't want to. Just have a guess in your mind, okay?
Months go by, and he messages me out of the blue, and he says, hey, do you have time to talk? I'm ready to finally tell you why I've been struggling so much with deadlines. And I said, oh, like, great. Hopefully this is something that we can fix. Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself?
Yeah, so, how close was your guess? I want for a moment to really think about the logistics of this statement because Pokimane here is never going to go into them, which I think is fair, to be honest. But if you are editing for somebody and you jerk...
Okay, yes, let's be fair. Yeah, that's... Yes, this is fair. But still, what the fuck? And the logistic behind it, it's just... What's wrong with you? Basically, there just isn't more to say about why.
Jerking off to the footage they send you causes you to miss deadlines by weeks. Week with an S, plural weeks. What are you doing? Like, actually, how do you jerk off that much and for that long that you end up missing a deadline by half a month? You would have to be treating beating your dick like a 9 to 5.
Yes! This is just... Constantly. Again and again and again. And it's your head, Kino, at this point, but... Freak out the... Constantly, how are you even finding the time for this shit? Oh, yes, but he's correct. Yes, this is exactly the same thing I thought. It's just how are you doing it? How can you afford this much time for this?
In the part of this that I think is significantly worse, you've got to imagine. I mean, you really have to consider the fact that nobody would ever tell another living soul this if they didn't think it might give them a chance. I mean, seriously, why would you ever tell a person that you were addicted to jerking off of footage of them if you didn't think that might give you an in or something? Because clearly she didn't really care. She was still hiring him. She was still sending him work. He could have just made up a reason why he was late. There's a very specific reason why he chose to tell her this.
I was trying to pick which word to use. To me, his, in a way, employer of many, many months. When I tell you I've never halted a conversation so fast, because I'm like, you are the person that I send like hours of footage to. I don't want to know what you're jacking it to. I don't want to know more. I shouldn't even know how much I know right now. I shouldn't know.
You asked him, but I mean, she didn't ask him. That's unfair, to be honest. That's just not quite the thing that happened. It's just, what the freak is wrong with you saying this stuff? This is absurd. I can't believe it. Okay, I'm sorry about
But
that.
I felt so bad. And I have firsthand experience kind of seeing how much... Ew, don't... where's that sentence going? I have firsthand experience seeing other people struggle with addiction. So firsthand, shut up! I mean, like, I've seen people that I've even lived with struggle with addiction. So when he's like, you know, like, this is like an addiction of mine, I genuinely felt really, really bad. So I still paid him for months.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is what I was saying I'm hoping she's just kind of putting on an act about, because come on. There is a difference between being sympathetic with people struggling with addiction and feeling so bad for somebody with an addiction that you basically end up enabling it. Look, I'm not trying to like retroactively blame this woman. I promise you, this is a pretty low stakes situation in my mind, but you can't say you feel so bad for people with addictions and then turn around and say that a person came to you and said, hey, I'm addicted to jerking off to the normal footage you send me. And your response was, okay, I'm gonna pay you to keep doing it. I mean, come on. Yes, addiction is awful and it's hard to see somebody go through it, but still, allowing this to continue to happen and possibly making him feel like it's okay is arguably the worst thing you could do. So if she really felt so bad that she felt like she had to continue to let it happen, that's a can of worms in and of itself.
Just because
Yeah, he's right about that. I mean, for fuck's sake, you just end it at this point. Just say, oh, I feel uncomfortable. This isn't the thing I actually wanted to hear. This is bad, mate. This is very bad. So, yeah, sorry, you're fired. As shitty as this sounds, but I think this would be the only, how can I say it, not logical, the only normal thing to do, to be completely honest. It's not like I want someone to lose a job, but if somebody said that to me, yeah, I'd be like, why? Why this isn't healthy? Just, yeah, look for help. This, am I too harsh here? You should just break the contact, like, just stop it for you and the person. Just be like, okay, it's done. No, sorry, it's just weird. It's just something. No, we can't do that. Or am I wrong here?
I didn't want to.
And by the way, yes, I hope she actually only acts it up, because in the end of the day, not clearly thinking about it. If this is true, and she talks about it like this nonchalant, that's shitty from her. That's really, really shitty from her. Because this is a private thing. And to be honest, people could just figure out who this is. And I think quite easily. Because I think her fans will know which editor this is. Or am I wrong about it?
Be the reason
This is
that he
scary.
like didn't have enough money. I don't know, you know? Was it extremely inappropriate of him to tell me? Yeah. I also didn't tell anyone for years, and then years later I told my manager, and she looks at me like this. She's like, bitch, the fuck? I was like, yeah, I was too shy to tell anyone. Yeah, it was a little kooky beans. But like, there is no guidebook on what to do in a situation like that. You know what I mean?
No, I actually don't. Literally any employer on the planet would have done one of two things. One, and this is the one your editor was hoping for, they would engage in an inappropriate relationship with their employee. Or two, being the much more normal and sane one, they would fire that person on the spot. No questions asked. There is definitely a guidebook on what to do when your employee tells you.
Let's be fair, there isn't a guide book, but a freaking normal human being would say, no, we're done. It's over. Just go. No. Damn! I really think she just overdoes it. It just can't be normal. This isn't like normal behavior that you can't keep the person. This is never.
That they're so obsessed with you that they spend weeks jerking off to videos of you. It's called common sense. Let's be real.
What the?
Okay, common sense. Yes, that's actually the right word.
What the hell do I do?
Fire him.
Listen, kill him. What the fuck? Fire him? Am I even allowed to fire someone because they're jacking off too much? I don't know.
Okay, do you guys see what I mean? These are not the thoughts of an actual person. I mean, unless Pokimane is so far detached from reality, which I can't imagine that being the case, that she thinks this is actually okay in an employer-employee relationship setting, or really any setting whatsoever. I just can't imagine a person saying this and meaning it. I don't know if this is like clickbait or if she's just trying to look good for people or what, but I have a really hard time believing what she's saying is genuine.
I was like, is that prejudicial? Is that prejudicial? I will say, like, I really, really have a soft spot for addiction. And I explain why in next week's podcast episode. I tell a story that I've never told before, and you guys will understand why both in this instance and why I've been so outspoken against the promotion of gambling on Twitch and how important regulations around things that are addictive are. Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, y'all get it, right?
No. I really cannot say that I do. I have also been close to people with addiction, and this is a completely different thing. There is a very clear and stark difference, I feel, between somebody coming to you as an employee and saying, hey man, I have some issues with alcohol or drugs or whatever. I know it's affecting my work. Can we please try and work something out? That's one thing. Your employee coming to you and saying, I'm addicted to you, and I can't stop jerking off to my work is not the same thing. I can appreciate somebody having sympathy towards those with addiction, but there is a point where trying to be too overly accommodating just ends up being harmful. This is past that point. Well, guys, what do you think? Am I being a little bit too harsh? In a perfect world, would employ...
No, you're not being too harsh. This is just fucked up. This is just purely fucked up. And it's not normal. As August the Duck said, he said that the entire video, if you have something like this, just end it. It's done. It's fine. Just be done with it. Kick the person out. I mean, it's shitty. It's shitty for both of you, but I don't think a real person would actually continue the thing and doing the thing and listening to a thing that happens like that. So yeah, it's just hard to believe that somebody would really do this now. I don't think so.
Employees be able to jork their peanuts to their employer as much as they want with no repercussions. Maybe I'm just a cold, heartless bastard or something, but this kind of reaction to somebody telling you this is insane to me. And the people in the chat saying she should have paid for his therapy, that might even be crazier. I'm assuming this person was an adult. If you're a big boy, it's time to take care of yourself. Expecting somebody to accommodate something like that is genuinely bonkers. You won't convince me otherwise. If you enjoyed this video, please...
Yes, I agree with him. Although I would construct this argument a bit differently. I wouldn't say that she's supposed to buy her stuff, anything of that. But what I would say is she can definitively afford it. This wouldn't be a problem for specifically her. At least that's how I see it. And I don't mean that she has to pay for him, because that's bullshit. Let's be honest here, just because you can afford it doesn't mean you have to afford it. That's not how this works. Or at least it shouldn't work that way. But at the end, if somebody, as I said, just if you have, for some reason, if you ever have this situation going on in your life, please just say to the person, it's done, it's fine. But as it is, acolytes, good night.